Okay, this is my second video tonight. I am doing a video. It's called Encounters. Now, every year, these people come to the door. I'm not talking, they're usually, the most annoying thing in the world sometimes, because no matter how many times you tell them, please take my name off the list, they keep it on the goddamn list. So, here we go. My first encounter with Jehovah Witnesses. I don't hate Jehovah Witnesses. I just find them very, very annoying. When I was 13 years old, we had just moved into our new house. And we were living in an area of Littleton, Colorado. And this is Nagi Nayoa's reaction. I was told, by under no circumstances, if I am home alone, do not go to the door. Don't even walk toward the door. Don't even listen to the door. You get the picture. So, anyway, we had a doorbell. We also had a hanging doorbell. The hanging doorbell was actually used for something else. It's weird. Okay, my family was a little on the wonky weird side. My mother was always weird. But when you're home alone at my house, you do not, under any circumstances, go to the front door. Ever. Okay? Period. End of story. Case closed. Don't go to the door. What did 13-year-old me do? I went to the door. So, anyway, we had just gotten, I had just taken my dog Cindy for a walk, and I was basically relaxing, doing what my mom had told me, because she had to work that day, and it was Saturday, I believe. And sure enough, here they come, waltzing up to the door. And they ring the doorbell. I'm like, okay, I can't come to the door. My mom's not here. I'm 13 years old. I'm not allowed to come to the door. I am just going to ignore it. Hopefully they'll go away and get the picture. Then they knock on the storm door. Again, ignore it. I'm up in my room. Nothing happening. I look out the window, because my room overlooked the walkway. This persisted for 10 minutes. Finally, I am had enough. I ignored them outright. They still keep banging on the door and bringing on the doorbell. Finally, my neighbor across the street walks over and tells them nobody's home. Oh, we just saw the little girl walk in. That was when the woman told them firmly to please leave. That was when she did the ringing of the bell, then doorbell. Came downstairs. Oh, hi, Mrs. So-and-so. They're gone. You're coming across the street. Leave the dog outside. Okay. Walk across the street. I had to wait until my mom got home, and then they explained what happened. 13-year-old me was allowed to stay home alone. 13-year-old me was not allowed to answer the goddamn door. Yeah. Now, fast forward. We had just gotten a St. Bernard. There they come again. This time, I was allowed to come to the door and tell them straight off, please leave me alone. This is where they got insulting. Okay? This guy clearly walks up, and my St. Bernard is walking toward the door with me, tail going, and the guy's like, I'll talk to you if Cujo goes away. You called my dog what? And then I slammed the door. My mother walks up going, Nagi! He just insulted the dog. What did he call her? Cujo? My mother unlocks the door and says, please leave our family alone. Thank you. Goodbye. Shuts the door. Fast forward yet again. Christmas Day. We're opening our gifts. I had just gotten a bicycle. Guess who comes to the door? You guessed it, them again. This time my dad comes to the door. I was in the middle of putting together a really cool looking thing with the connects, and my dad says right off the bat, please leave us alone. We're busy. You think after all these years, these people would actually get the picture that my entire family did not want to be part of this. Finally, one of our friends, who was a former Jehovah Witness, told us how to get rid of them. This is where we learned excommunication. It doesn't work very well, but I came to the door one day, and the guy was going, "Oh, have you heard of..." I said, and this is where the sarcasm started. They come to the door. Do you know my friend Jesus? What, he's lost? Have you tried the park across the street? And I watch as my mother, this is 15-year-old me, my mother walks down the stairs, and I could swear she must have laughed herself silly hearing me do that to them. And finally, the door, my mom looked up going, "Where did you get that?" "You?" And I walked away. This is also a woman who, I'll tell you the video game cussing story later, because that one's actually pretty silly. It also got me grounded for about 2 weeks. But the pièce de résistance was when I was in Texas. This is when my mother got fined for unhospitality to the HOA, which we didn't know was actually a fine. In fact, my mother refused to pay it. The Jehovah Witnesses came to the door. I was watching Sailor Moon. I absolutely refused because I had waited for 2 weeks for this episode, and they kept knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking. And by about 10 minutes till the end of the episode, right in the middle of a commercial, I walked up and went, "Excuse me, I'm in the middle of something. Can you come back later?" "Oh, well, we have..." And they were trying to stuff a pamphlet in my hand. I'm trying to get back to my show. I am trying my damnedest to be nice. And finally, I just slammed the door. And then my mom comes home to see a little envelope taped to the door with a $25 fine for inhospitality filed against her because I refused to listen to the Jehovah Witnesses. The neighbors across next door had witnessed it, and they were Jehovah Witnesses, and they viewed it as an affront, a very bad thing. My mother took it up, totally explained that I had no obligation as a resident to answer the door if the main resident, aka my parents, were not home. That and I was watching I was watching a Pomeranian and her getting ready to have puppies. Again, that was the whole mentality of these assholes. I'm sorry to say that they are, but sometimes Jehovah Witnesses could be total assholes. When I was living in my dorm, I went to visit 2 friends of mine. Gay pride flag out in front of their house. You could tell it was gay pride. The couple inside, granted at the time, the boyfriend, it was 2 gay men and 1 female. Alright? The female was their live-in roommate. She was really cool. I liked hanging out with her. I mean, she was the coolest person I ever met. And these 2 gay men that I met in my taekwondo class, they invited me out to dinner. Well, I was waiting for them to get ready because we had booked, at the time we didn't know what Uber or Lyft was, but we had the car and we were getting ready to go. And we were heading to dinner, and we stopped off at their house, and lo and behold, the Jehovah Witnesses showed up. And this is where the sex noises. They came to the door. One of them was holding a towel because he had just gotten out of the shower. His boyfriend has not gotten off to work, was going to meet us at the restaurant. And in the background, I say, "Honey, I'm ready for that threesome," from their roommate, the female roommate. I had never seen people run so fast in my life. They took off, and I'm sitting there in the living room going, I'm not being part of no bleeping frickin' threesome. And my friend is just looking at me going, I'm going to go finish getting dressed. Sorry you had to see that. I'm like, for goodness sake, just put a shirt on and get some pants on. I'm freaking hungry here. Buddy, what the hell, man? And after that, we told the boyfriend what had been going on. It turned out the boyfriend's parents are Jehovah Witnesses, and he's a recovering Jehovah Witness. And every day, or every year, for some ungodly reason, they send the Jehovah Squad to try and reattach their wayward gay son back into the fold. It hasn't worked in years, and it will never work. And then, for me, my ex-boyfriend came to the door with a katana going, "Hi, you must be the human sacrifice." Again, I don't make this stuff up. My ex-boyfriend's parents confirmed that he did this, and he nearly got arrested. That's my story. These are my stories for the night. Hope you enjoy the weirdness of a random story that is really whacked out. And the collection of goofy ways of getting rid of people. Although, I have another way of getting rid of Mormons, and generally it involves, hey, do you want to watch anime? Because some of those guys actually do like anime. So, talk to you later.